I wouldn't usually, like, for a vlog, I wouldn't just put the camera down and just have the whole vlog, like, talking about something, but, like, it's on my mind right now and I feel comfortable talking about it. Fuck, this is so weird. This is so weird. So, like, right now, like, you've probably already seen the videos by the time this goes up, but I'm editing the latest main channel video with Laura and Becca, and then also the vlog that comes with it, right? So, like, and I'll show you what I mean. I think I touched upon how I recently found out I have ADHD, and like how I went and then got actually diagnosed, and then now I'm on treatment. Like, I have meds that I take to just help with the symptoms that I face. But like, now that I'm on it and I'm more like aware of what those symptoms are and stuff like that, like right now I'm on my medication and I'm editing, right? And I can just see things that I have no idea are happening in person when they're happening, and it's kind of scary, and I just want to talk about it. Like, fuck. And it's also why I like quit smoking weed every night, because I was self-medicating to treat my ADHD every night, because I could never go to bed without spending 3 hours with my brain just like, it just doesn't shut the fuck up. It's just like, yo, Bucks, yo, here's an idea, think about this, think about that, think about this. Like, even if I'm fucking exhausted, like, it's hard for my brain to shut down when I go to bed, no matter how tired I am. And so the reason I quit weed, as you saw a few vlogs ago, is because I found out I have ADHD. And, you know, I shouldn't really be smoking weed every single night. My brain was dependent on it, basically, which meant that when I wanted to have a little break, like a few days without smoking, I'd have crazy withdrawals because I was smoking in such a routine, the same time every night before sleep. And when you do that, your brain's like being rewired, basically. It's been trained to act in a certain, it's been treated in a certain way that I had no idea I was doing. Hence why I quit, and I ended up having fucking nightmares about like PTSD from shootings, family and friends like involved in all of these dreams, emotionally vivid dreams, being eaten alive by fucking crabs, like just random shit. My friends literally like sacrificing themselves in front of a fire, like weird shit, okay? And the reason I quit is because clearly my brain had been like rewired and built this dependence on it every night, which is why when I tried to stop, that would happen. So the reason I quit was because I want to make sure that it's not dependent on it, so that doesn't happen. So if I do decide to smoke whenever, it's completely like one-off, social, and I'm not going to have this weird sort of dependency built up on it anymore. Doesn't mean I've quit for good, but it means I've most definitely quit how I used to. There's no way in hell that I'm going to be smoking daily or nightly or whatever. Even weekly, I don't even think's an option. Just pure one-off social things, such as learning about the sky with Swagger Souls. But yeah, I want to touch upon ADHD and just explain a bit more about it. So like, in my experience now that I'm aware of everything, I have the whole shebang, basically. I went and spoke with a psychiatrist that specializes in ADHD specifically. And, you know, I had like an hour interview with her. I had multiple, like, questions and stuff to answer. I answered everything as legitimately as I possibly could. You know, I'm not just going to go in there and just joke around with something that's actually pretty serious. And after the hour interview, she was like, yeah, Ryan, you have pretty moderate to severe adult ADHD, combined type, which is inattentiveness, impulsiveness, and hyperactiveness. Is that a word? I think it's a word, I don't know. The inattentiveness, which I'm going to show you in a minute, a prime example, is like, I'm just, like, if I'm speaking, or if I'm in a conversation, or if I've got thoughts going through my head, someone could literally be sitting here, alright, a good friend, family member, or whatever, trying to tell me something or talk to me about something, and it's like I don't hear it. It goes through one ear and out the other, with no recollection of even knowing that that person said that. And the only reason I've recently figured that out is because of fucking footage. Like, I'm editing the videos and looking at raw footage, I notice it, and it's just kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I'm able to explain, you know, for the last sort of month or two being treated for it, I've like slowly, it's taken a while to understand it. And it's a really complex sort of mental disorder. You know, it's, and in a lot of cases, most normal people don't understand, or they'll get offended because they feel like they're being ignored by me, or like they're not here, like they feel like I'm not listening to them in a conversation, or whatever it may be. And it sucks because like I'm not meaning to do that at all. And it's kind of like low-key hard to watch and edit a lot of stuff right now because I just see it and it's like not cool. But obviously, like, I still love who I am. I love myself, and I love like what I'm able to do and everything. So it's like, it's not a problem, right? I'm not gonna like stop making videos, right? I just want to explain it and get it off my chest and try and explain now that I feel like I'm ready to explain. Hence the random burst of fucking, hey, here's the camera, I'm just talking to you out of the blue, really randomly, not a normal vlog style. So like, fuck. The inattentiveness I've noticed, I just want to help explain it, and maybe it can help people understand if they have something similar or something like that, because I'm 24, I had no idea, and a lot of this stuff that I've recently found out about myself, like, it answers so many questions and problems that I had growing up, especially through school, and work, you know. There was a time at work where I was legitimately late 17 times in a month, and I was fired because of it. And it's not like I was purposely being late. I don't know what it was. I physically just like, even if I was ready to leave on time, something would happen. Like, I wouldn't remember where the fuck my keys were. Or I'd leave the house, and then 10 minutes into my journey to work, it's like, oh shit, I forgot my fucking wallet, or something like that. You know what I mean? And it's just like, these things I can't, it's just these things that I feel like I can't help. And it just explains a lot, especially, and with school, fucking hell. I mean, like, Jesus, I had some mad anxiety issues going through school. You know, I actually, what at the time we thought, I built up a separation disorder between me and my family and my home, when actually I was just so overwhelmed with my brain, the way it thinks and was thinking about things. I was overthinking everything. I fucking hated school because of it. I didn't want to go. I struggled to like stay away from home anywhere. And like I physically had to extract what was in my head onto paper and write it down and tell my parents like every evening in order for me to be able to go to sleep. Knowing about everything now, it just adds up and makes so much sense. I don't like to think what would have happened if I had found out earlier, because I don't like to think like that. I think hindsight's kind of dumb. You know, I'm here in a really good position now, and I'm fine. I'm happy. I'm very, very happy with life right now. It's just something that I never knew I had, and it's kind of fucking freaking me out. So, and I thought it'd be good to talk about it in a video, and a lot of you seemed very interested in it when I mentioned it before. So yeah, the inattentive stuff is mainly for me, like, just to help you understand conversations. I can be in a conversation with someone, and for some reason, like, if I'm speaking to you and you're telling me about something, one little word that you say, for some reason, if it has any relevance to the circus that's going on in my head, I will immediately, without even knowing, not be present anymore. It's like I go in the clouds, right? And I focus on that word, and in whatever way it's relevant to me. Let's say it's fucking pizza for some reason, okay? Like, pizza, alright? And then for some reason it's like, boom. Oh my god. I remember I had pizza last Thursday. It was so fucking good. And like, I just go into this like thought. I just go into this thought without even realizing that I'm going into this thought, and I'm exiting this conversation. So then when I come back into the conversation, 30 seconds have gone by, I have no fucking idea what the other person has said, and I'm just like, yeah, yes, nice. And you know, now that I see it back in footage, it just seems rude, and I don't like it. I just want to make sure, you know, anyone that knows me personally, or speaks to me personally, if you meet me on Omegle, if you meet me in real life, or like whatever the situation is, I guess it's more so for like my close family and friends, if they watch this, like, hi, I'm sorry, I don't mean to feel, I don't want you to feel like I'm ignoring you with whatever conversation it is. You know, I just like, it's just something I'm trying to come to terms with, and it's making more sense to me now. So hopefully that explains that. But please, I'm not a dick. I don't know if that's why I don't have the most of friends, or it's hard to like keep a lot of friends because of that, and they feel like I'm not interested in them or interested in what they have to say. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that at all. I guess I kind of have it really bad, and I never really knew. But like, fuck, man. That's the inattentive side. The impulsive side is like, I will legit, at least like now that I'm getting treated for it, for once in my life, I have money going up in my account. Like, for once in my life. Even with YouTube earnings and everything that I've been doing over the last 2 years, and the way it's been going like this, from that point and stemming back to my first ever job, I literally spend every single fucking bit of money I make, because I get like a release of, it's called dopamine, where my brain basically feels happy and satisfied. And in order for that to happen, unfortunately, I make very stupid, impulsive purchases, you know? Or I will want to make someone happy or feel satisfied in a certain way. So I will just like basically force myself. So I will buy them something, or I will pay someone's rent, or I will not care if someone isn't paying me for rent. And these are things that I feel like they're easily taken advantage of, and that's a problem that I've now noticed in the last year of my life with a few things, like personal situations in my life. However, you know, now that I'm getting treated for it, I see these things, you know, and I'm trying to be I still like that impulsive dopamine release, obviously, but I'm trying to be smart about it. Hence why, like, Amigo for Millionaires, you know, I got a lot of money for that brand deal, but I also budgeted a big portion of that towards getting the props, like the Gucci hoodie, the Gucci shirt, the Gucci hat, to make the video better. And then in return, I can expense that as a prop for the video, you know? It's a budget. So these things that I would be doing usually anyway, I don't mean to say I go out and buy designer clothes all the time, because I don't. But that's just a prime example of how I'm trying to treat that impulsiveness with my situation, and in a way that I can. Luckily, I'm so grateful to be in this position in the first place. Or I will just jump the gun with certain things that maybe should be taken a bit slower or take a bit more time. But because I'm like, fuck yeah, I fucking want that shit, I will like use whatever power I currently have in my life to make that happen. And then a lot of times it doesn't work out well. It may for the start, but in the long run it may not. And now any situation going forward, I treat it looking at both angles, and I try to get that like mean virtue to make sure I'm not being too impulsive, but also I'm not being too overly caring of it, to the point where, like, you know, I need to make sure that before all of this stuff has gone down and I figured out about it, I was still on a good path, right? I don't want to exclude any of that journey, you know? And I owe it to myself. Like, I am my own individual, and my brain works the way it does, and that's the reason I'm here in a certain way. So it's very important, a good message to people that do have ADHD, it's important to not, you know, now that you have treatment and you understand things, it's important to not just go fucking full whammy with like, oh, I'm gonna cut all the impulsive shit out, because actually maybe the reason that you're in a certain position in life now, if it's a good position, is because of that in the first place, in a way. You just gotta tailor it and find the mean fucking virtue. The mean virtue, if you didn't know, it's a cool concept. It basically just means to find the middle ground of something, you know? Anger is a perfect example, you know? If there's a situation that makes you angry, you can either underreact, just let it eat you up mentally, or you can overreact, get angry, do something stupid, okay? You gotta find the mean virtue, alright? It's fair for you to feel angry. It's fair for you to feel angry about something, but is it fair for you to beat yourself up about it? No. Is it fair for you to cause a scene about it? No. You know, always find that mean virtue. So I'm just like learning a lot about myself and learning a lot about how to deal with things. So that's the impulsive side as well. And then the last one is hyperactive, which I guess is like, a lot of people see ADHD, especially in kids, it's just, oh, that kid's hyper as fuck, or whatever. When actually, especially in adults, it's not so much the case. It can be very mental. Even as a kid, in my case, it was very, very much to do with just my mental state of mind, my brain. You know, take your average person over here, okay, sit him down for an hour on a sofa. If you were to monitor every single thought and thing that comes into that person's head in that hour versus, let's say, someone like me, you're going to see, like, if you had a chart that kind of like explained their thought process, it would be pretty much like bouncing between one thing and the other or whatever, and just kind of being very linear. For me, it's like, fuck. It's like, this video idea, this deadline, this stress I'm dealing with, that person, this girl, pizza, Chipotle, fries, cheese, this situation, I'm stressed about this guy pissed me off in an email, I really want a cat, now wait, I want a dog. That would be unfair for my dog at home because, you know, I don't want to get another dog whilst she's still around, she might get jealous. You see what I mean? It's fucked. So like, that's just a prime example of just how, like, my head works all the time, like all the time, especially at nighttime. When I don't have enough sleep or I'm tired, it like goes into fucking override mode. Hence why I can sit up in bed at 3 AM after only having 4 hours sleep the night before and just be like not able to shut down because of it. Hence why I was smoking weed every night, because weed would literally like fucking dumb me down enough to the point where it's like I only think about one thing, and that's probably fucking pizza, and then I can go to bed happy. So that's why I did that every night. So you know, it's been a journey so far, dealing with it and trying to figure out the best ways of dealing with all the symptoms. Like during the day when I have my medication, there's such a big improvement. I think maybe you guys have noticed the improvement. Like the videos are better, the editing's better, the whole performance of the channels is better. You know, I don't procrastinate fucking for 6 hours to edit a video when I could literally do it in 2. But I'll show you a prime example right here. Like, I could just put this in the video, but this is more real and raw, isn't it? Just listen very carefully. Like, so I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention to what Becca says during this, okay? So I feed Laura a fry, all right? And just pay attention. Laura. Hi. So Becca just said, thanks for feeding me a fry, asshole, in a joking way. Nope, it was that. And it's just like, I have no idea what the fuck's going on. It's like it didn't even process. Like in my head, and I know that can make certain people in certain situations feel left out or feel like, you know, that they're not getting the attention that they should be getting from me and the attention I want to give to them. And it's upsetting, it upsets me a lot. But you know, I'm dealing with it, I'm okay, I'm all good. It's just been an overwhelming 2 months is what I'm trying to say. But it's getting easier every day, and I guess making this video and the way I'm talking about it and just being able to freely explain it in this way probably shows that I'm on a good track, a good trajectory to finding a really good balance of, you know, having medication for it and dealing with symptoms. You know, either, you know, I take a tablet twice a day, once in the morning, once early afternoon. So always in that evening period, that's when I'm finding myself to sort of like, I kind of feel like I'm aware that symptoms are happening. Like I'm starting to notice more in person these symptoms slip up, but to see it for real in raw footage when I had no idea it was happening is pretty bizarre, and it's something I can't really explain how it makes me feel, because it's like I'm completely not in control of it. That's what scares me, and I just want to talk to you guys about it. But yeah, hopefully you found that interesting, and maybe it helps to shed light on people that do have ADHD, and I encourage people that do have ADHD to open up about it to their close friends and family, and you know, let them know. A lot of people don't understand, and they may take things personally when in a realistic point of view it's unhelpable, you know? It's not like I'm doing this or other people in a similar situation are doing on purpose. It's not that at all. It's just physically like, like I don't fucking know it's happening. Other general symptoms, I know there's like really broad generic ones that go around like, oh, you may have ADHD if you can never find your keys and stuff like that. But realistically, hopefully this video is a good example of like a deeper level of how it affects someone on a day-to-day basis with their life, and they may not even be aware that it's a thing. They may not even be aware that it's a possibility that they have something like ADHD in the first place. which is why I want to make this video and open up about it. I'm not being like, oh, I have ADHD, feel sorry for me. Like, it's not me. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm just trying to, one, I need to talk about it, and two, if I can help anyone out there, then I feel like I'm doing something good, you know? Think about it realistically. Your brain, think about the brain. Like, how much fucking shit has it got to deal with on a day-to-day basis? Not everyone's brain is just like great. Some other like generic symptoms, if you really want to hear them, are just stuff like, for me personally, there's some very much so reoccurring ones, such as leaving the gas on when I cook breakfast. It doesn't matter how many fucking times I cook eggs, okay, or breakfast or whatever it is I'm cooking on a stove or like a hob, wherever you're from, whatever you want to call it. I will legit leave the gas on practically, I'd say maybe 1 in every 3 times I cook. I end up leaving the gas on, like the flame of the hob, the stove. Like, I put it all the way down to low by habit for some reason whenever I'm done cooking, and voila, 3 hours later I come back into the kitchen, the gas is still fucking on. And like, how many times does that happen? Like, logistically, think about it. If that was to happen to you twice, okay, or 3 times, a normal person would be like, fuck, gotta make sure I never do that again, and it will stick with them, and they'll make sure they never do it again. For me, it's like, nah, I can fuck up. I fucked up enough to the point where I left the gas on for over a day, and I didn't even realize. I left the stove fucking fire on for over a day, and I had no idea. I mean, that is a big kick in the fucking head to make me really try and my hardest to make sure I do it, make sure I turn that shit off every time. But like, it's just an example to show you that no matter how many times something happens, it's like the disorder is, you know, it's going to continuously happen until you eventually either rewire or teach yourself or leave notes up to basically say, turn the fucking gas off. Otherwise it continuously happens. Out of my control. So yeah, hopefully I've given you an explanation of my personal experience with ADHD without needing to just sit down and be like, I have ADHD, this is what it is, and just give you the most generic, broad fucking definition of it, because it's different for every single person. So hopefully you can kind of like understand a bit more about just me and how my brain works and how my head works. And you know, like, looking back into my past, again, hindsight I think is kind of stupid, but realistically speaking, you know, a lot of my relationships have tended to have lasted very similar amounts of time. And it's almost like I'll get in a relationship, shower them with attention and love because that's what's giving me this dopamine release, to the point where it's like overdone. And then after that, it's like, fuck, work. I need to focus on work. What am I doing? You idiot. So then I focus on work hardcore, and I'm just work, making videos. That's why a lot of my YouTube history has been like up, down with spikes. And, you know, and then in return, all my focus is now shifting to work, because that's what's giving me the dopamine, and it's no longer the giving the girlfriend attention that's giving me that dopamine. Doesn't mean I don't love them, doesn't mean that I'm like feeling any different, doesn't mean I'm going to be untrusting or unfaithful. It doesn't mean shit. It literally just means that, like, it's literally just how my brain works, you know, and in return that can cause problems. Like, it can make the other person think that I'm not giving them the same attention as before. Something's up, something's wrong, something's different. They may not trust me as much because I'm being a bit more distant or something, you know what I mean? It's a lot of problems. There's so much that can stem from it. And, you know, moving forward, I can quite comfortably and happily say that I'm very confident. It's still like a learning process, a learning curve, but I'm very confident that everything in the future from this point on is going to be golden. You know, I think YouTube and my passion and my career, eventually I want to get into acting, you know, potentially, apparently I might be able to sing. So I'm making a video soon about that with a singer that I know. And eventually I want to move into like sort of parody music stuff, even maybe with Dimitrov or whatever, you know. I'm trying to just break the game, and I'm very focused right now. So hopefully the whole career and YouTube stuff is going to keep going like that now, instead of like fucking this. Not that I ever lose anything, it's just like so much motivation, and then for some reason it's just like that, because my dopamine is coming from something else. And it's like that again, and then it's like that, and it's like that. So it's kind of like this, whereas I just kind of want it to be like, a nice gradual, steep incline. And whatever else I've got going on in my life, whether that's relationships or whatever, you know, everything is going to be tied in a way where it's only good going forward, because I now understand myself. I now understand how to deal with certain things. I now know how to communicate about it, which is really good. Like, I'm very grateful that I spoke to, you know, my doctor, and how everything, we're working very closely together. I've been seeing her every month. We're monitoring stuff and keeping things in a really good, like, course. So that's all good. I just really wanted to make this video to explain, like, right now, randomly in the moment, I just felt like for some reason I could just get all of it out, and I think I've just done that without like even needing notes or anything, just coming straight from the heart and my brain. So yeah, hope you enjoy. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. Fuck, I've just rambled on so long, Jesus. I'm gonna be reading all the comments to this video, so comment below what you thought, what you think. Do you relate? Do you know anyone else that you know that is similar to me? Do you know what I mean? Or hopefully, I think my main question is, do you now understand ADHD in a different way to maybe how you thought of it before? I think that's a really big, important question. I appreciate it if you guys went to the comments and gave me an answer to that. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm gonna get back to editing now. Sorry about this random 20 fucking minutes of just blabbering. I just felt like I could do it. I was holding off on doing it for a while. Now's the time. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. I love you all. Look forward to the upcoming content. Leave the video a like, and if you're not subscribed to this channel already, subscribe. Put on post notifications. Fuck. Put on post notifications. Don't miss out. All right, I'm going. I'm gonna shut up now. Bye. Love you. Bye.